I'm going to be placing the side this to the bag. So know the position where I'm going to place it. Down of this, I'm going to measure like 1.5 inch up, and so I've finished sewing the side to the main panel. This is the zipper I'm going to be using. Take it and measure around it to ensure that it goes around. This is the excess, which is a good thing. I'm going to be using one part of this zipper. So if you want to know how to install zipper teeth, please go watch my other videos. I have actually explained how to install your zipper head into your zipper. So I'm going to divide this into two. First of all, remove my zipper head. I'm going to be using each of them for each panel. So I'll take this first one. This one here is the right side of the zipper. This is the back of the zipper. For the lining, you use the back. I'm going to take the back. I'll take the right side of the zipper. I'm going to base it in place. What I'm doing, I'm pinning first so that the sewing will be easy for me. I'm going to peel all around it. So this is how you continue sewing until you get to the edge here. When I get here, I'll just back stitch. And I'll cut. I'm going to take my lining, which I've already based in place with the zipper. Ensure that the right side of the zipper panel is faced to the right side of the external. Remember, we've already sewn it together like this. So I'm going to be using my pins to hold them in place. You can use your clips if you have clips. So I'll just basically pin them in place. When pinning, before you get to the edge, you pin down on here first so that it can fit in properly. So you can now fit this other one in place here. I'm going to be removing the pins as I sew. First of all, you back stitch. Remove your pin. Still sewing. Size 23 needle. And I'm just kind of using my hand to ensure that I'm not sewing on the zip teeth here. Just remove it and trim. I'm just going to trim out a bit from the edge, just a bit. Please do not cut on the stitch. Do not let it affect your stitch. Just trim out a bit of leather so it can lay flat. I'm going to turn it now. It's going to be a bit hard because of the material we used. Always iron it after everything. I'm going to top stitch now all around it. I'm going to apply a bit of matching oil on this because this part is leather, so it can sew through easily. So this part here, side part, I'm going to fold it inside like this. So top stitch. Fold it will go through. Since I'm using size 23 needle, I pray it goes through. But if it doesn't go through, I might just use my industrial machine, but I'm sure it will go through. So I'm trying to press it down and going through. Thank God for that. Going through. So happy. I was a bit getting worried that it was not going to go through. Take pace so your result comes out well. Almost getting to the end of the bag. Basically using my hand. This is the pocket. I'm going to sew this other part now. I'm going to fold it into two, then cut a notch, and just quickly fold this into two and do the same on both sides. The right side of the bottom panel placed on the right side of the main panel. I will ensure the notch here matches with the notch here. So I'm going to align the notches, then pin them together. Just pin them together. I've pinned the bottom to the main panel for the lining. I'm just going to sew it with like half an inch in allowance. So I'm trying to back stitch. Then I'll remove my pins as I sew. When I get to the end, I'll back stitch. Burn off this excess. Be careful not to burn on your lining. I'm going to base this zipper to this lining. This is the second lining. The back of the zipper facing the right side of the main panel for the lining. So I'm going to sew by back stitching first. I'm going to make sure I follow these corners. So I'm bending along that curve. And when I get to it, I'll just back stitch. So this excess zipper, I'm going to trim off. Cut the thread. But you can trim this one off. Better that way, instead of cutting and it's not enough. So I'll start pinning from here. Pin the right side of the lining to the right side of the external. So I'll pin them in place. I'm just going to sew now. I should use your finger to feel your zipper teeth so you don't sew on your zipper teeth. Back stitch first. I'm removing my pins as I sew. Stitch once you get to the end. And trim off the thread. So I'm just going to turn this out because we want to top stitch now. Turn it out. I'll put this one inside. And I apply a bit of oil on it. And back stitch first. Then I'm going to push. It's getting kind of thick in there. Kind of ensure that my sewing foot aligns with the edge of the fabric. And back stitch now. Once you get to the end, just back stitch. Alright. So just trim the thread off, then kind of burn off it. I'm going to sew the side together. Just align them. So I'll back stitch. It's very hard here. So to make it easy for you, you can do this. Or if you have an industrial machine, you can just use it. But I have an industrial machine. I don't want to use that. I want to ensure that I am able to do this with blackhead normal simple machine, so that when you want to do yours, you'll be able to attempt the same thing. So I want to do everything with the blackhead machine. So it's still possible, just that it's not going to sew fast. Just basically carefully use your hand to just wind it. So you back stitch once you get off this burn off some of the thread. Okay, I'm going to take the other side. I'm going to clip in place similar to what we did before. Just use your clip. I'm going to sew on this, trying to push it in. Remember, it's very thick at this edge. Then I'm going to back stitch first. In this kind of situation, sometimes you have to assist the machine. You don't allow the machine to just do the pushing itself. You can also use your hand to just. So when I get to the end, I'm going to back stitch. Okay, back stitch, then I'll back stitch, put it down again and back stitch. Just cut. I'm going to burn off the thread to get neat work. Very important. So I'm going to be fixing the zipper edge, 2 of them. Turn this back the other way out in order to fix and zipper teeth. Turn it this way, side teeth. Alright, then I'll take this other part, then kind of put it inside. That's the normal way you fix your teeth. This one part of it fixed. You're going to sew this place close so that your zipper hair doesn't come out. You can either use your machine to sew or just use your needle to just sew several stitches here. I'm just going to be fixing this other one. I want 2 zipper heads on the back. Put it into this. I'm just going to use my hand needle to sew this part of it and this so that the zipper heads don't come out from it. You can also use your clip to clip it like this. This is just to prevent the zipper head from coming out from it. I'm going to be turning this back, basically turning out to sew the bottom and to sew the lining. I'm going to sew this bottom close first. I'm just going to pin down and sew. Just use your hand to press this one. And back stitch when you get to the end. So guys, I'm going to be sewing this side close. There's a notch here. I'll ensure that where the zipper is on this notch. So if you feel that your zipper is going to be disturbing, you can just move it upward a bit and place it on the notch so you can clip in place. Make sure I clip. So I'm going to sew at 1/2 inch on this. Now sew the first one. I'm going to sew the second one. There's a notch here, always remember that. So I'm going to ensure that the zipper teeth is on that notch. I will clip in place. I'm going to clip in place. So at 1/2 inch, same allowance. You can make a measurement. Back stitch first. All the material we use, remember, it's getting adding. So at that place where the zipper is, I'm going to back stitch severally. Now press down and back stitch again. So once you've sewn this one, the main panel, you just fold your lining this way. This is how I normally do it. Just hold it together. You can clip them in place if you want. Just clip them in place. Ensure that the middle of your lining is on top of the external like this. So you clip them in place. So you turn and you sew on the same stitch, the one you made before. I'll stitch it right now. I'm sewing on another same stitch. Fast, you can use your hand to just wind the manchain. So when you get to the edge, back stitch like this. Alright. So I'm going to trim off this thread now, and I'm going to burn them off. So I want to sew these parts now. I wouldn't want my zipper edge to get on the way. I'll take my hand through these pockets and kind of push the zipper edge inside. Okay, can you see? Then I'm going to take the lining and take the middle of it. Make sure it's on this zipper teeth. So you're going to clip them in place because we're going to be sewing them together. It's very, very easy this way. Basically sewing on that stitch I made, so I turned, so I back stitch. Just press down. Again. On the trash, and I'm going to burn. I'm going to be turning this bag inside out, this inner pocket that we didn't close. So I'm going to be dipping my hand. Ensure that your zipper is opened. So that's where we're going to be bringing it inside out. It's going to be a bit hard. It's not easy turning this bag out. That is the consequences you face when you want to use hard material and you're trying to turn the inside out. So when I finish turning this bag, I know it's going to be wrinkled. Definitely I'm going to iron it. Take your time and turn out. If you don't want to go through all of this, you can use a lighter leather. Guys, when you open this bag, it's going to come out like this. Okay, this is the side of the bag. And line is so fine. It also has a zipper pocket inside the bag.